Hey guys, I really missed all of you. Um, I've recently been going through yet another healing crisis. Um, and I think that's par for the course on this kundalini journey as we continue to live more and more in alignment. We experience very deep healing and things that, you know, maybe we didn't have the space for, and especially in this lifetime when we were younger, and even in past lifetimes. It's like when we're really in alignment with truth and really in our power and really in this place of just devotion to divine will, it seems that we now have like this support, we now have this like capacity to really digest some deeply buried trauma, some deeply buried darkness that we've been carrying with us perhaps for lifetimes. And so that's the part that no one tells you when you live in alignment, is there is times where you're going to just find yourself in a healing crisis through no fault of your own. It's not like you did something wrong or that God has betrayed you, even though it can feel like that. It's just part of this path that we've signed up for as light workers. We knew we signed up for some denser timelines, some denser lineages to heal. And so as we continue to live in alignment, we're going to notice, like we're all growing so fast, so rapidly. And when we're growing this fast, that's what happens, is we just heal. And we go through layer after layer of density, of karmic, just karmic pain. And so that's what I've been going through. I find myself so in alignment with divine will these days. And I just find how life is triggering certain scenarios and circumstances to happen to bring forward deep wounds, and I'm seeing the intelligence and everything. But while we're in the healing crisis itself, it can feel so confusing. You can feel so just kind of abandoned, like, oh my gosh, I said this like dozens of times this last week, like, Divine Mother, I was just trying to serve you, I was just doing my best to live in alignment with your will. Why are you doing this to me? Why did this happen to me? And so, like I mentioned, I'm not really on the other side of it yet. I'm feeling, a lot better, which is why I'm here in front of you speaking. Like, I feel good enough to be here with you all, which I'm really grateful for, because I really love just connecting with you guys in this way. And so I just wanted to share kind of a little bit of what I'm learning, and wow, I'm getting a lot of heart chakra energy right now. I'm just learning, basically every healing crisis, you come out of the other side, out of the darkness of it, with more unconditional love. You come out of it with more of this capacity, like your capacity to love your inner children and the wounded ones, your capacity to love them unconditionally just grows a tremendous amount. And you also, like your spaciousness, your spacious awareness grows. It's so true what Adyashanti says, where our biggest leaps of consciousness often happen in the darkness, often happen in a major healing crisis. And this is only my 8th day in this healing crisis, and I wouldn't say it's a major one, but the lows of it were so low. It's like those places where she just really breaks us down even more, and she puts us in this place where it's out of necessity that we stop believing our thoughts and we stop getting caught up in thinkingness, right? It's like out of necessity that we have to connect to something more. We have to connect to what's never suffering, because there's always this part of us that's never suffering, and it's always there to be tapped into. It's like this place when one day this week, it was absolutely incredible. I was in this store and I was being very social, and I was in this really, even though there was so much trauma going on and my inner children were just fucking screaming, and I felt so much pain and just so much coming up. The Divine Mother had taken me to this place of real freedom, of spacious awareness, to where when I was around people, I just felt terribly wonderful. Like I was feeling terrible because of the wound that had been triggered up. But also there was this place of just incredible, like this wonderful joy that was just always there. And a healing crisis takes you to this place of freedom. Every single one I've had takes me to this place of freedom that's just always there. And I deepen in that place. I go to that place and I find myself more deeply rooted in it than ever. And that's the gift. It's like we go to that place that's so free, and because we're forced to, because of all the pain that's coming up. And then we get to stay there, but then the trauma and the healing crisis passes. But we're still rooted in the new place of spacious awareness, of freedom from believing every thought, from getting caught up in thinkingness. And it's like, that's like that's the gift. That's the big gift of a healing crisis, is we come out of the other side more loving, more spacious, more free. And our bodies got to just release so much heaviness, so much darkness, so much trauma. So then on the other side, it's like, yeah, we have this spacious freedom. That stays with us. We have more unconditional love. That stays with us. And the only thing that leaves is the pain, is the emotional density, is the trauma and karma. And I'm getting so many goosebumps saying all these things in this video because, like I said, I'm not quite to the other side of this. And I feel like this video is actually helping me heal. I had a session with a client today where I just told her like the real naked truth about what I've been going through. And we were both experiencing just immense healing as I was talking about it. And then she was sharing, she was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm going through. I'm experiencing that same thing. And so I feel like that's why the light pulled me in front of this camera today, was to just kind of bear that truth that, yeah, another healing crisis is upon me. And to never think that just because you're in alignment with truth that you're not going to encounter healing crises. Oftentimes it's quite the opposite, because if you're watching this video still, you signed up here for a big mission. And it's the healing crises that are going to prepare you for your mission here as a light worker on earth. Because things are going to get, I'm getting so flooded with goosebumps, it's like I'm one big goosebump right now. Things are going to get pretty wild here on planet Earth. I'm trying to say that in a really gentle, kind way. And we're going to need to be ready. We're going to need to be emotionally resilient. Like extremely emotionally resilient. And that's what a healing crisis does for you. It shows you who you are. Those healing crises like I've been through that take you to the brink and you're screaming and just crying like, what did I do? What the fuck did I do? I was just trying to allow you to live through me. Ask me, why would this happen? When we get broken to that point, it's like she just forces us to become like this. It's like I had to ask her to come into my body, and I was like, at least if you're not going to just take this away, at least give me the strength to go through this, Divine Mother. Yeah. So yeah, if you're going through a healing crisis, know that this is for your highest good. This is preparing you for just, something much greater. And that this is ultimately the most liberating thing you can go through. It's like pain and suffering are the greatest catalysts for growth. My teacher, Craig Holliday, who's been on the path for so many years, a very enlightened fella, he's always saying how pain and suffering are the most liberating things on the path. So yeah, more love, more space, more freedom, and less trauma, less karma. I mean, it's just an incredible gift a healing crisis is. but while you're going through them, they can feel quite the opposite. So I just wanted to make this video as someone who's been through many of them, been going through another one just now, maybe for something relatable, something inspiring, that you're gonna get through this. And you always see, especially as you get to the end of a healing crisis, and definitely after it's over, you always see, oh, there was such a divine intelligence in that. Thank God I went through that so I could be more connected to all that I am, so I cannot believe my thoughts as much, so I have more space for all my emotional density and inner children. And you feel like, I would not want to do that again, but I would 1,000,000 times over, because it was so worth it. It was so worth it. And yeah, that's what I want to say to you guys. I just love you all so much, and thanks for being here. Thank you for your support. If these videos resonate with you, I will leave a donation link below if you'd like to support this work. It truly goes a long way. And I just, thank you all for being here and having the courage to incarnate at this time in this crazy place. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're all very brave souls. To come here and to see the truth right now is a fucking brave thing to do. And I just, there's a lot more to say there. And I feel like I'll be speaking more to that too. But much love. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.